Hello everybody and welcome to a quick tutorial on 2x1 and 2x2 hidden doors, also known as Jeb doors. My name is Cuzzer88. I know there's a million and one of these videos on the internet, but I made one of these in a recent video of mine and my kids asked me how I did it. So I figured why not show them in a video, and then who knows, maybe it'll be some use to anyone else. All you need is 6 sticky pistons, some blocks of your choice, 1 redstone repeater, and some form of activation, whether that be a button, lever, or something a bit fancier that I'll show you later. Simply place the pistons down in this configuration. Like so. And then what's going to happen is this piston is going to push your blocks in front of the doorway. These pistons back here are going to push the second set of pistons in front of them, and then these pistons will fire, pushing the blocks back into the doorway, and then the process will go in reverse and your doorway will be completely concealed. So we'll place those blocks in front of there. Place your blocks on top of the pistons and then run your redstone powder along the top of your pistons. Place your repeater with 1 tick delay onto there, and then you just simply run your redstone trail to wherever you need it. Just to keep things simple, we're going to run it to here, then power on, doorway is closed, power off, and it's back in. So what's the mechanics behind this then? Well, essentially what is happening here, as the signal goes along, if this redstone repeater wasn't here, all the pistons would try it and fire at once, and a few different things could potentially happen. These blocks could potentially get shot through here, all sorts of things. It'll probably just put itself apart. If it did, even if it did successfully fire and it came across and closed the door, what would most likely happen when you then tried to redo it, because this repeater wouldn't be there, the door would, all of these would fire, close at the same time, and the door would pull itself apart. Most likely the blocks would just get left there and the door would break. But by placing the repeater there, what happens is 2 things. Firstly, the repeater doesn't pass a signal down to these pistons, so when that gets pulled, these 2 pistons activate, pushing everything across. Once these 2 pistons are across, they're then below this redstone dust, which powers them, and they can then close the door. Equally, the same thing happens in reverse. For us to be able to close the door, the signal gets shut off, this piston retracts first, the signal is delayed by a tick, and then these pistons retract, pulling the door back. And we can see that this repeater doesn't send a signal down by looking at this simple example here. As you can see, the light is lit up because we got the redstone dust here. If we remove the dust and replace it with a repeater, you can see the repeater is lit up, and yet the light is staying out. And that is a half Jeb door or a 2x1 piston door. To make the 2x2, we are literally just doubling up on what we did previously. So we build the first side, we build the second side, and you have your 2x2 hole. And then we put in repeaters. Ensure that the repeaters have the same amount of delay on either side. Okay, and then all you need to make sure is wherever your activation is coming from, make sure that the input comes into the center here so that both sides activate at the same time, like so. Nice and simple. Now let's look at a few different activation methods. So activation methods then, we've got the good old lever here, okay? And as you can see, if you press F3, which brings you into the debug mode, and you look down on the right there, you can see the power level as it goes along. It starts off power level 15, as it goes along it drops off. So if you're going to use this kind of method for activating your door, if you place it more than 15 blocks away, you're going to need a repeater, okay, because that is one of the basic functions of a repeater. They'll take any signal strength and they'll boost it back up to a full 15 again, as well as the ability to add delays that get added, as you can see on the right there. So we've got observers, okay. Observers look for block changes. So if I place something in front of this observer, you can see it fires a signal out. However, for using as a door activation, they're not a particularly good choice, because you can see, yes, it does send the power to activate the piston, but it's very, very quick. You can put some form of delay in there using repeaters, but ultimately they're not particularly great for this kind of door method. So the door method I used in my video was utilizing comparators. Comparators are a pretty cool bit of redstone that are vital for most major contraptions. In this mode it's in subtract mode, in this mode it's in compare. So without going too much into what comparators do and blowing people's minds, in this function here there's items in this box which is powering a redstone signal, which is turned on the lamp. Comparators can also monitor signal sideways. So in compare mode, if I now put some items in here until it gets to a point that there's more in here than there is in there, the signal strength from this side is stronger, so that light goes out. If I take all these out, you can see the light goes back on as it gets less in it. If I was to put it into subtract mode, yeah, it's saying in there, there we go. If I look at that power level, it's got a power level of 2. If I put something in here, this is now outputting a power level of 1, which means it will subtract 1 from its output, meaning it's only putting out a power level of 1, so there's not enough power to go to the lamp. So comparators can be used to make some very powerful redstone contraptions. In the mode that I have got it set up to here, it is looking at what items go in the barrel. And as you can see, if I just put one item in here, straight away that's enough to put out 1 power of redstone, but it's not going to be enough to fire along and activate my piston door. So straight away, unless I want to be stuck putting in multiple items into my barrel to open up one door, what I can do instead, straight after the comparator, put in my redstone repeater. As we've already shown over there, they will take any signal strength and boost it straight up to a 15. Okay, and then that way I can have my piston door operate on just one item being put in. And that's very simple, hiding a barrel in the corner, have it activate on a item being placed into the barrel. You can make much more complicated versions of this where the system will only fire if a specific item is placed in there, or a specifically named item is placed in there. If you'd like to see a video on that kind of sorting system or any more in-depth redstone videos, put a comment down below and I might put one together for you. But anyway, that's it for my little mini redstone tutorial. I'm Cuzza88. Love you, miss you, bye.